Hi everyone, looks like this is the year of renewal for me. I have replaced my Kona with the Smuggler, and this is a 2016 Fuel EX9, and this is taking the place of a 2013 EX7 that I've enjoyed for quite a few years. This is a 29er as opposed to my previous Fuel EX, which was a 26-inch bike, and this time is the top of the line, EX9 being the top of the line for their aluminum frames. The build is great, the bike is great. I bought it more for its cross-country routes than anything else, and I actually prefer this 2016 to the newly redesigned 2017 bikes. Taking a closer look at the build, this is pretty much the only bike where I think I won't have much of upgrading to do right off the bat. This is a bike that's new to me. It's not brand new. It's been ridden for a year. That would give you an idea of the long-term durability as well. And what you're looking at here is the Bontrager branded Race Light grips. I love them. I use them on my other bikes as well. Previous generation XT brakes, nothing wrong with them, still like them. Originally, bike comes with a 750mm Bontrager branded handlebar. This is a 780 that replaced it. The stem that comes with it is a 70mm. I replaced it with this 50, as you see here is a race face. Continue on, what you see is the remote for the RockShox dropper, the 125mm, and coming back on this side, you're gonna see the other clamp here on the handlebar is for the X1 shifter here. This comes with a SRAM drivetrain. As you can see it here, that's the X1. Continuing down, a really nice Trek logo here. It's made of metal. Kona used to do that. And the fork that they use, actually suspension the suspension that this bike is equipped with is a Fox suspension. This is the redesigned 2016 Fox 34. You can see it here is the Performance Series, and looking even further down you can see that this has the Fit 4 damper, which is new for 2016. They replaced the good old CTD lever here with open, medium, and firm. It does the same thing. I adjusted it so it works just fine on open, and I've been riding it like that ever since I got it. Not much to see on the other side. You can see the air cap here. What you're gonna see is the G2 geometry. This fork has 51mm offset, and this is 110mm wide. Since this bike is boosted, so it uses 110mm spacing up front, 148 in the rear. This is the first bike that I see again coming with the RT86. These are the rotors, the Icetec rotors from Shimano. And again, you see here the XT caliper of the previous generation XTs. Nothing wrong with it. I actually like them quite a bit. No fin pads, but these are resin pads just from the factory. One other thing to see here, you can see the SRAM hub. The SRAM hub is coming together with the SRAM wheels. These are the Rome 30. They have a 50, 60, and a carbon version of these. Rome 30s are the entry-level wheels in their lineup, 21mm internal dimension, and they work okay. Bladed spokes, 24 spokes per wheel. It's probably the first thing that I'm gonna upgrade on this bike, even though I said that I won't do much. Up front, what you see here is the Bontrager XR4. Bike comes with the XR3. But for the front, XR4 provides a bit more bite. Again, this is a 2.3 on 21mm ID. It works quite well. Wish the rims were a bit wider though. The only other thing to see here is of course the rebound adjuster down to the right leg of the fork, and 15mm through axle, which in case of Fox goes in through the left leg. If you had a RockShox, this would go in through the other side. Coming back up, you can see that the shifter cables are internally routed, and actually you have an entry point for a front derailleur, believe it or not. Also externally routed is your brake hose. You can see it here going all the way to the back. You can see here Bontrager branded seat clamp, and as I mentioned, this is a 125mm dropper RockShox Reverb. This is internal routing, which I like. 125mm drop, it's good. 150 would be even better. And this is the Evoque saddle, Evoque 2 saddle. Had it in the past, nothing special about it. It works just fine. I will probably keep it the way it is. Cockpit, 68.8 head angle, which is definitely not considered slack by today's standards. And the seat post angle, this is a 73.6. What that gives you is a slightly long by my standards anyway, cockpit here. Definitely with the 70mm stem, it was way too long. And if you see here, you're gonna see how I push the saddle into the rails all the way up front. Fuel EX comes with 120mm front and back. This particular model, EX9, has 130mm fork. That's something that they've done just to make it even more capable, especially when things go crazy fast. Now, continuing on, one thing that makes this bike special, I would say, is the shock. This is a Fox Float extra volume, or EVOL shock. It has firm, medium, and open settings, as you can see it here. Recommended setting for to take good advantage of what's called the reactive technology. And you would have to keep it here, at least in the medium setting, or the trail, what used to be the trail setting. I raced this bike a couple of times. It was a really capable climber, and I loved it because that's one of the main reasons why I got this second bike to complement the Smuggler as the fun bike. This is an 18.5 inches virtual, which is 17.5 actual. One buy, delete from Trek, so you can install a front derailleur if you really want it on this bike. Another thing worth mentioning here is the adjustable geometry. Actually, all EXs come with the Mino link, and this allows you to actually modify the length of this part of the real triangle. The way it is set up right now, this is set up in the high position. I wanted it that way because I wanted the steeper setting for the head angle, and also I not necessarily wanted it, but what it does, it raises the bottom bracket by about 8mm. So I have it set up on a more cross-country type geometry. Boost 148, so 148mm spacing, and 12mm through bolt here in the back. And this bike is equipped with the X1 drivetrain. It includes X1 pretty much everything, starting with the cranks, which are, see here, SRAM branded, 175mm long. They come with a 32mm narrow wide chainring. This obviously has 148mm spacing for boost, and looking through here, you see your ISCG5. It's standard on this bike. Bike came with PCX1 chain, which is the chain that I've been using for quite a while now. Cassette is the GX1150, so the pin one. 1042. The rear derailleur again is a SRAM X1. This has a clutch in it. I kind of started to like the way the SRAM clutch behaves as opposed to Shimano one. ICE technologies here on the 160 mil rear brake disc. Front is 180. One interesting thing is, if you look here where this derailleur hanger is, and you read that code, that's the code specific for this bike. I had one as a spare for my 2013 Fuel EX, and this 2016 uses exactly the same one. You can also see the XR3 Expert. These are the tires that the bike came with, and I kept them here on the back. It's a good keepable tire. Reminded me of Cross King from Continental. Maybe a tiny bit more aggressive than that one on the cornering knobs. It's set up tubeless right now, works just fine. Rear hub comes with only 2 paws. That's one other way they differentiate between the Rome 30, Rome 40, 50, I think. This hub has added 2 extra paws, so from the 26 points of engagement initially, this one comes with 52. And the sound is pretty loud, as you can hear it here. Bike in the current trim is a bit over 29 pounds with the pedals. I absolutely love the bike. For climbing is more efficient than my Smuggler. For descending or high speed, maybe not as much, but I didn't buy it for that. Overall, a very capable bike that I really enjoy. I have about 13.5 inches or 34.5 centimeters of bottom bracket clearance. This is with the Minolink on the high position. On the low position, just deduct about 8 millimeters from that. And since this came with the boost spacing, which the 2017 27.5 Plus bike is based off, I thought I would give this a try, install 27.5 Plus wheels on it, and show it to you guys as well. 27.5 Plus wheels built on WTB scraper rims, 45 millimeter internal dimension. This is a WTB Trailblazer 2.8 tire. It's quite popular, mostly because the side knobs here don't perturb out this way too much, so that allows for better clearance. And just for reference, you can see here that's the casing for this Trailblazer 2.8 tire, so 68.5 millimeters. Tread is 57 and a bit, so a lot narrower. But you can see here on the Fox 34 Boost fork, look at all that clearance. I forgot to mention, you have this nice down tube protection installed from the factory. Front on the Fox 34, tons of clearance. You can probably install, I don't know, about a 3-inch tire, but this 2.8 lives have somewhere between 15 and 20 millimeters of clearance on the side to side. The height is not an issue because these wheels are slightly smaller than 29er wheels. If anything, it looks damn good with these monster truck tires. As I mentioned earlier, you can see plenty of clearance up top here. Really tons and tons of clearance. The issue that you're gonna have is always gonna be the chainstay clearance, about 5 millimeters clearance right here at the lowest point, more than that up here. Bottom bracket with the Plus tires comes down to about 33.5, so about 1 centimeter drop. So I kind of like the way it looks with the Plus tires and wheels. I'm not going to start the discussion on which one I prefer and why. I'll leave that for a different video, but as you can see, very capable bike. A lot of options, even though this was never released as a Plus tire capable bike. It can take 2.8 in the rear, no problem. Up front, probably up to 2 to 3 inches. For me, I'm going to use it mostly with 29er wheels for cross-country racing and trail riding. And if you guys have any questions, let me know below. Keep an eye on my channel, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and until next time, I'll see you on the trails. Cheers, guys.